Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, U.S. Immigration News. U.S. Congress sends immigration plan to the Trump administration with 5 key changes. A bipartisan group in the United States Congress has sent a formal letter to President Donald Trump outlining key immigration priorities and urging decisive action. In the letter, lawmakers call on the president to pursue 5 major reforms, beginning with the permanent security of the U.S. border in line with the executive measures already taken. They also emphasize the need to overhaul what they describe as a deeply flawed asylum system, which they say has been exploited by criminal cartels and bad actors who profit from vulnerable migrants and families in crisis. In addition, the lawmakers urge the administration to offer legal protections to millions of undocumented immigrants, echoing the president's own call for a more practical and modern approach to legal immigration reform. This request builds on the co-chair's ongoing efforts to advance bipartisan solutions on immigration. In July 2025, Fitzpatrick and Swozey sent a letter to President Trump seeking a meeting to discuss opportunities for a bipartisan compromise on immigration and border security, among other priorities. They also traveled to the southern border with the Problem Solvers Caucus Immigration and Border Security Working Group in September 2025 to meet with federal immigration officials and assess conditions at the border firsthand. The full text of the letter can be found here and below. Dear Mr. President, the tragedy in Minneapolis and the looming federal government shutdown demand that Congress and the White House, Democrats and Republicans, finally work together to address the immigration and border security issues that have festered for too long. Decades of legislative branch gridlock and executive branch missteps have contributed to anxiety, fear, and now anger and mistrust. Let's seize this moment to act together, in a bipartisan manner, for the good of our nation. Mr. President, you have had great success in securing our border. That success is now being overshadowed by the interior enforcement that has given rise to a growing rejection by the public. We are renewing our request for an immediate meeting to share our bipartisan efforts to propose legislation to 1. Permanently secure our border consistent with your executive actions to date. 2. Fix the broken asylum system that has been corrupted by the cartels and other bad actors trying to profit off of the exploitation of desperate immigrants and families. 3. Provide legal protection to millions of immigrants, consistent with your admonition to use some common sense regarding the modernization of our legal immigration system. 4. Strengthen police-community relations by ensuring that federal law enforcement officers only engage in enforcement actions for which they are properly trained and that are consistent with their agency's specific mission. Ensuring compliance with standard law enforcement protocol, and encouraging local law enforcement to work hand in hand in cooperation with federal authorities to apprehend those who pose a public safety threat to our communities. 5. Require that all federal law enforcement involved shooting incidents must be subject to a thorough independent investigation and an objective and unbiased review of the evidence. If we work together, there will be dramatically less need for enforcement, and we can focus on those violent criminals that must be deported, and on the positive contributions of the millions of immigrants who work hard, raise families, work together with law enforcement, and who contribute so much to our nation, as have so many generations of immigrants who came before them. Now is the time to come together, to lower the temperature, reject reckless rhetoric, condemn violence and hatred in all their forms, and lead with respect, restraint, and above all, humanity for one another, and for the rights and institutions that hold our society together. That is all for today, in this video. Please hit like and subscribe for an upcoming video. See you later. Till then, take care.